ultimately, do you like this car? Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another episode of Patsy Rates Cars. I know it has been a very long time. If you are a new viewer and you're thinking, hang on, what is Patsy Rates Cars? Well, basically, I get my wife Patsy to review a car from a passenger's perspective. The reason why it is from a passenger's perspective is because she can't drive.
I've got dodgy eyes.
Yeah, and now this one is an interesting one because normally we do it with a press car that I've been given for a week, but this time around it is with the Leon Cupra, a car that I have recently bought, and in fact this is the first video that I've filmed with it. It won't be the first.
Aren't I lucky?
This won't be the first video to go on YouTube, but this is the first video I've filmed with the car, so exciting times. Anyway, enough waffling from me. This isn't my video, it is Patsy's video.
Get off.
Let's get Patsy involved. Welcome back, Patsy.
Hi. I've forgotten the setup of this of the whole Patsy Rates Cars now.
You're a bit rusty, aren't you? Well, you're gonna speak about the outside, of course. Now, guys, hopefully you can still hear me because Patsy is using my clip-on microphone, so I'm having to rely on the Rode mic strapped to my camera, which can be a little bit iffy. But anyway, that aside, yes, Patsy, take it away.
So, the first thing I will say, and I just want to get this out of the way, when you first looked at this, I didn't think the picture's done it justice.
You called it boring. And to be fair, I can kind of understand where you're coming from.
No, can I just clarify something?
It does look a little bit plain.
No, can I just clarify something?
Yeah, go for it.
Boring, not the car's not boring, the look of the car is slightly boring. Now, what I meant by that is, I've referenced it before in PRC videos, certain cars, the colour sells it or it ruins it.
Yeah, agreed.
Silver would probably be my last choice for this car.
Yeah, I think
this car, sorry, go on.
I think the official colour for this is lunar grey, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'll call it silver, not grey. But anyway,
this car itself, I'm not too sure of the official colour of the blue it comes in, but the blue this comes in, and when this car is in black, that would pop.
Yeah, but the black isn't a true black. It's kind of it's difficult to describe, but it's not a pure black. When you get up close to it, it's kind of not browny, but I don't know. It's not quite a pure black. And to be honest, I don't think I'd want to own another black car. I used to own a black Renault Clio.
As I said, when I first saw this car, I did think it was boring simply down to the colour. But if you're going to buy a car purely based on colour, I think that's a little bit kind of too picky. This car, when I first saw it, I kind of changed my mind about it. Pictures don't do this car justice.
Agreed.
So, one thing I will say about the exterior is, if you look at this car from the front,
yeah,
obviously kind of bonnet down, unless you know cars, you're not going to know this is a Cupra.
Yes.
When you know it's a Cupra, unless someone has tried to make a standard Leon look like a Cupra, is the black wing mirrors.
Yeah.
So if you want to come around the side, so when you look at the car side on, that's when you start to get the little hints of it being a Cupra. So obviously red calipers, black wing mirrors. I like the side view of this car. I think it's my favourite view of the car.
Yeah, as I would have said in other videos, because I'm predicting what I'm going to say, because like I've said, this is the first video I've filmed, but I don't think this is a particularly good looking car. What I will say, it looks better in the metal than it does in pictures. But I agree. I think its best angle is probably side on. Although I'm not quite sure on this line that goes from the front headlight down. I don't know. I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like the designer has started, fallen asleep, suddenly woken back up, and then done the rear arch. That's coming from me, who's owned it. I'd say the side is the best angle, but I'm still not sold on the design. However, it is growing on me.
One other thing I will say,
yeah,
is obviously this is a 5-door.
Yes.
But when it comes to 5 doors, and again, this is me being picky, okay? when you have a 5-door hot hatch, I hate seeing a door, like a door handle here.
Yeah.
What I love about the Cupras, the Leon Cupras, is you've got it built into the
I must admit,
like, the
I do
itself.
like that. I do like that.
Although it's a 5-door, it's still got that more sportier look,
Yeah,
like a 3-door would
It looks
have.
like a 3-door if you look at it from a distance and squint, but yeah.
If you come around the back, obviously back on, when you're looking at it back on, you know it's a Cupra because you've got the massive Cupra lettering. Again, this is a weird little car fetish, but I do like a shape of an exhaust. I think a shape of an exhaust kind of makes the car. Now, if this had a piddly little circle exhaust, excuse the hair, the wind's kind of just like windswept me. If this had a little circle exhaust, or even like a twin exhaust, a normal circular twin exhaust, I don't think that would suit the shape of the car. Now, what I mean by that is if you look at the rear of the car, it's kind of quite curvaceous and kind of booty. It's like it's got a booty, yeah?
It's quite rounded, isn't it?
So do you see what I mean by the exhaust shape matches the rear of the car? I don't think this would look right with a different shape exhaust.
Yes.
Picky, I know, but just my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of the car, would I say it's the best looking hot hatch you can buy? No.
No.
Would I say it's acceptable? Yes. But if this was my car, well, it's Aaron's car, but I'm the one with the Wonga. So if I have any say in it, which I will do, this could be made to look better.
Sportier, yeah.
There's little things I will do, which I'm not going to mention just in case Aaron doesn't want me to. But there are little things that I've subtly hinted to Aaron that I'd like done to this car to make it look better.
Yeah. Should we have a look on the inside?
Let's go. Now the inside is where it gets a little bit more tasty. So I'm going to bend down. I probably won't be able to get back up, but you know. So when you get into the car itself, this is where you can tell it's a Cupra.
Yeah.
Sorry about the squeaking. The seats.
Is that your joints?
Old age. That's what happens when you get to 30. Need some cod liver oil and 7 C's.
Just blame it on the pregnancy.
Oh, don't. Right, I'm not going to be able to get back up. I'm going to topple over and start rolling on my belly like a tortoise and not be able to right itself. So the inside is where you start to see the real Cupra kind of,
yes.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not effects.
Badging, design.
Designer styling, that's what I meant. So, okay, you look at the dashboard, we'll glim over that because...
Yeah, the dashboard is...
doesn't do it any favours.
Yeah, it does look a bit
seats.
cheap and dated.
Let's look at the seats. You look at these seats, you see the Cupra badging, you see the red stitching, you see the bucket style seats. First thing I said to you when I first got in this car after a bit of a drive is, and I'm going to probably get shot down for this and it's going to cause a lot of kind of debate in the comments, I prefer these over Recaros.
Yeah, and I found that surprising. I do think...
I'm going to jump in because I can't get up.
No worries, darling, no worries.
Sometime later.
Just mind your phone because it's on the seat.
Oh.
You're right. You're right, darling.
Oh, yeah. Right, I'm going to sit down. Right. So, let me close the door. Excuse the phone. So, when I said I prefer these to Recaros, let me just kind of explain why. I find these seats more comfortable.
Okay.
And I find these more supportive in the right areas. Now, everyone's a different shape, everyone's a different size, everyone has opinions. Reason why I say I find these more supportive is the bolstering is in the right places. And one thing I do love is, obviously most sports seats have it, but I love how these seats have the headrests are physically attached.
Yes,
so
it's integrated. It's a one-piece seat,
absolutely,
so to speak.
And it's not feeling like it's got breeze block in it. So, other little subtle kind of designs you'll pick up is the Cupra gear knob.
Yeah, let me just get it in frame.
I'm colour coded to the Cupra colours.
Yeah, you are kind of, yeah.
So, obviously most people know if you have an FR, you have the little FR there.
Yeah.
When as soon as you step into Cupra, you'll realise because you have the Cupra flag. Obviously, you've got Cupra on the
steering wheel, yeah.
Yes, there's quite a few little reminders that when you get in the car, you're in something fruity.
Yeah, it would be nice to have like a Cupra branded scuff plate, I must admit, but that's me being picky. I do like the pedal side, the kind of stainless steel looking pedals.
And obviously, again, one thing I mentioned when we got in the car, each to their own, but I like how the dashboard, I wouldn't really call it carbon fibre
It's like a checkered flag effect, which I'm struggling to pick up on camera, I must admit.
But this is a lot nicer than just a plain kind of scratchy black material.
Okay, well, let me put it in manual focus. There we go. You can see it properly now.
One last thing before I let you get in the car.
Yep.
Is you'll see them obviously more probably when you're driving, is the actual speedos and the dials. You've got, for example, when you hit, what is it, 6,500 revs?
Yeah, about that.
Obviously it goes into like a red kind of background, and you've got the Cupra flag at the end, at the top of the rev limiter.
Which I really like.
And you've got the word Cupra. So again, just another little subtle reminder that you're in something a bit fruity.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to get in before you end up like Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yes, I must admit my back is starting to ache.
Come on then.
Right, before we set off, I'm afraid I have a shameless plug. I, of course, now have merchandise. I'm wearing one of the t-shirts here. Hopefully you can see that. So if you want to have one of these t-shirts for yourself, please head over to controlandshift.com. All of the details are in the video description. So if you want a t-shirt like this, you know where to go. Shameless plug over. Apologies if the aircon is mucking up the audio, but it is quite warm in here. And hopefully you can still hear me, because as I said earlier, I haven't got a clip-on microphone, so I will try to speak a little bit louder, but I'll try not to shout in your ear.
I'll just smack you one if you do. I've forgotten what I normally say in the car, so you might have to remind me.
Well, just speak through how you find the car. Okay, let me introduce the car. So for my regular viewers, I'm sure you would know a fair bit about this car by now. But this is a 2007 SEAT Leon Cupra. It has a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine. Am I boring you? How rude!
I did say I was tired.
It offers 240 horsepower, along with 300 newton meters of torque. 0 to 62 is done in 6.4 seconds, and the top speed is just over 150 miles per hour. I hope that angle isn't too bad. We tried to pop the camera in the middle of the windscreen, but every angle you've got the rear view mirror in it, which I find that quite annoying, so I didn't want to get the rear view mirror in it. So hopefully that angle is okay. Now, we've not had this car for too long, so Patsy, what's been your first impressions?
The first impressions have been good. That's
positive. That's good to hear.
They have been better than my original expectations, and what I mean by that is this car has impressed me more than I thought it would. Now, obviously, I know a Cupra. Obviously, you've owned the FR.
Yeah, the IB for FR.
IB for FR, sorry. Yeah. So I know the Cupra is obviously a faster variant. I know that, but I didn't want to kind of get myself kind of hyped up and then be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't come with you, did I, when you test drove this car?
No, and especially as you were a big fan, well, you're still a big fan of the EP3 Civic Type R. So obviously, I was concerned that this car would struggle to live up to that, if that makes sense, because you're such a Civic Type, well, you're a Type R in general, you're such a Type R fangirl. I thought, oh, this hasn't got VTEC, how will she react to it?
This Type R's, no matter what car you buy me, okay, unless it's a supercar, Type R's are always going to be the top of my list. Nothing is ever going to 100% beat it. But what I've got to understand is, and what people have to understand is, VTEC is its own thing.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different to any other kind of experience you'd have in a hot hatch. It's its own kind of. It's like Marmite. Some people hate VTEC, some people love it. So, for me, the first thing I said to you when we got in this car was, "Wow, this as soon as you put your foot down, it goes."
Yeah,
you get the power delivery.
Turbocharger.
Yep, you get the power delivery straight away. Whereas obviously with VTEC, you get that kind of
You have to wait for it.
Exactly.
You have to earn it.
You're kind of teased, and then it's kind of like, okay, you've earned it, I'll give you it. So nothing will beat a Type R for me. No hot hatch will beat a Type R. But that doesn't mean I cannot appreciate what this car is.
Yeah.
This car is a different type of thrill and enjoyment. So I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed this car straight away. I was pleasantly surprised at how I reacted to it, because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And this car itself, I don't think it... Don't make me sick. How do I explain it? I feel this car could have been given more as standard from the factory. I actually do think this car could be given a lot more. I do think this car from standard could have been given like a higher brake horsepower, more torque. I do feel it could be given that extra little bit from standard. But most people, and again, I'm not stereotyping, but I'm sure most people that have a hot hatch or have a Cupra or have, say, any hot hatch, say, hello, Skyline.
R32 Skyline?
That's nice.
I think.
I don't know.
Interesting colour.
Not many hot hatches stay standard. So what I like about this car is it's got enough to excite you from the get-go, but it gives you that platform to get more from it.
Yeah.
Another first thing I said about when I got in this car, sorry, you can hear the keys.
Blimey.
Oh.
What?
Another thing I said when we first got in this car is how comfortable the seats were.
Yeah.
So, another thing I asked Aaron straight away is, well, how is the ride? How is the steering? How is the feeling and the sensation you get from driving? Now, this car is at lower speeds quite firm. You can feel everything.
I would definitely say the ride in this is firmer than the Type R or another Cupra.
See, I don't think it is.
See, that surprised me.
Are you on about the FK8, the newest one, or the EP3?
No, the Type R we had, Olaf.
Oh yes, the EP3.
Yeah. I wouldn't compare this to a brand new Type R.
No, I don't think it is.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so at lower speeds you do feel this, but I think a fair amount of the firmness and what you can feel is cushioned by how comfortable and supportive the seats are.
Yeah, the ride is firm, but I wouldn't say it is uncomfortable. It's just a bit jiggly.
It's not FN2 territory.
Well, I've never driven an FN2.
Oh, okay.
What do you think of the sound out of interest?
Where's he going? Okay, he's going that way. The cold start is okay. I would prefer it to be a little bit more audible, should we say?
Yeah, but an exhaust can fix that. Well,
exactly.
An aftermarket exhaust, I should say.
The sound, obviously, when you're going along, occasionally you do hear a little low grumble, but when you're kind of just casually poodling along like we are now,
yeah,
you don't really hear it.
No.
When you obviously put your foot down, you start to pick up speed, you can hear it to a certain point, but obviously sometimes the tyre noise, the wind noise will overpower it. But if this was my car, the first thing I would be doing is changing the exhaust, because if you played me the standard sound to this car and said, like exhaust sound, and said, what car is this? I wouldn't have put it to a Cupra, because my initial thought would be, as standard, it should be a bit more fruity and bellowy and burbly.
Yeah.
But again, an exhaust can fix that.
Yeah.
It's quite what's the word? It feels quite, as a passenger, it feels quite planted. There's not as much.
Yeah.
I know obviously the seats have got bolsters and support, but it hasn't got as much body roll as I thought. It's quite well planted and refined when it goes around corners.
Well controlled.
Well controlled, yes.
Yeah. There is, I would say this has got a little bit of body roll, but when you bear in mind this is about 170 kilos heavier than the EP3, that is a fair amount of weight. That's like 2 of me. But ultimately, do you like this car?
Yes.
Yes.
You are still in my good books. I was worried that I wouldn't like it as much. I knew I wouldn't totally dislike it because it's a hot hatch, but
and you liked the Ibiza, didn't you? So
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was to have a Leon Cupra, this wouldn't be my choice. I'd have liked the Mark 1.
Yeah.
But obviously they're older, so
yeah, we just wanted we wanted
something more reliable,
more modern. Not that the Mark 1 wouldn't be reliable, but it's an older car, may have age-related problems. Yeah, we just wanted something that would be, well, that should theoretically have a little less maintenance, I suppose.
Yeah. But no, overall, I am very happy with the car, and this probably shocks some people. I would have rather had this over a Focus ST because this is more unique.
Yes,
it's
that
more.
does really surprise me.
It's more unique. It's less commonly seen on the road, and I just feel this has more potential to be modified and made.
What more potential than a Mark 2 Focus ST? You can get some crazy power out of those. I
know, but I don't mean to sound rude. Focus ST modified either looks really good or it's like it's been driven through Halfords by a chav.
Oh, that's a strong statement, but yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I think it's easier to make a Focus ST look
nice,
distasteful compared to one of these. I get what you're saying, but yeah, as you can see, we're now pulling up into Asda to collect our shopping, so a good time to end the video. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, you didn't ask me to give my rating.
Well, you can give a rating if you want. I didn't think we were going to do that.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just pull over and you can give us your rating.
4.
4? Okay.
Yep. Only because it's not a Type R.
You mark it down a whole stop.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. It's a Corrado.
Oh, I like the
nice.
Corrados.
Just to show you that, guys. That's really nice. I have to get a photo of that. Put it on my Instagram. It's very nice.
Yeah, you're just like one of those weirdos taking photos of cars in Asda car park. Look at the people you're holding up.
You need to be careful because I've got a GoPro on the back. Don't want to smash that up. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you've been able to see me throughout this because this was a tricky camera angle to get.
Look what's next to it. Sorry.
That's an S4. That's quite nice. Private plate S4.
Oh my gosh.
The state of that Focus is covered in bird crap. Anyway, we're getting distracted.
Stop it! I'm hungry. Go to Asda now.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this camera angle hasn't been too iffy. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe and comment if you want to. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time, or indeed every time I and Patsy make a video.
When she's awake.
Yeah, but until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.